I posted a video last night about our brain, and I decided to redo it to allow everyone to listen to it rather than just a group that I am participating in. So I want to share something with you about our brain, and I'm going to use my hand to model it. The hand is the perfect model of the human brain. You have the spine system and the brain. In the middle of the brain is what's called the limbic system. Every animal has this, including a lizard. So we call it the reptilian brain or the primal brain. But this part is what manages all of our primal urges, our lack and attack, our fighting, our protecting, our hunger, our sex, our um, managing all of those instincts, raw instincts. What goes over that is our frontal lobe, the front part of our brain. This manages all of our executive functioning, such as critical thinking, delayed gratification, impulse control, emotion regulation, our ability to analyze, our ability to see the big picture, and to manage ourselves and others. That's all right there in the frontal lobe. What a lot of people don't know is the frontal lobe isn't done developing until our brains are somewhere between 18 to 20 if you're female, and between 20 to 24 in the male brain. So what you end up having is a young person that the back of their brain develops, and so they have all of their balance and coordination. And then you have the middle brain, which is raw, motivated, I can take on the world, I'm ready to go. And then here comes the frontal lobe, which is slowly developing, which is the ability to think. So when parents go, what's wrong with you? Why weren't you thinking? It's because that part of their brain that thinks is just not working or complete for them yet. So what happens is when our nervous system gets fired up, somebody gets mad at us and we're mad, or we feel attacked and defensive, we are the part of our nervous system that increases our energy goes up. So here's what happens. You have two people and they're in a dialogue with each other, and they're having a conflict, and they go, I'm upset and but you, and then all of a sudden you flip your lids and you become lizard brains. So here we are fighting, I'm upset, boom, boom, blah, and they're fighting and they're yelling at each other and they're raw and they're saying all this horrible stuff, and then they walk away, lids come back on, and then they go, oh, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. And then they come back and they make up. So what happens is once we flip our lids, all that ability to think, to analyze, to see the big picture is not accessible. So we literally cannot navigate through those conversations. And we say things that are really hurtful and that we wish we hadn't said, or we do things we wish we hadn't done. And that's because we're just not able to use that critical thinking and judgment. So some people call this being flooded, being in a flooded state. When you're in a flooded state, this is not a time to solve your problems. This is not a time to critically think. You need to cool down. You need to calm the body. And as you do that, so let's say you're mad, you flip your lid, you go away, you have a timeout, and you do your deep breathing exercises. You do your meditation and your prayer. You go for a walk, and slowly the brain re-engages. And now you're able to have a different perspective. So when you are charged up, you're in your emotion brain, you are, activated, give yourself permission to not do anything at that moment, to not have to solve it, to talk it out. So what I do for myself is I literally think of it like I'm drunk. When you're drunk, you do all sorts of things that you wish you hadn't done. Right? You sober up and you go, what the heck? And so what we wanted to do is realize that when we're charged up with those emotions, we are drunk with anger. We are drunk with anxiety and fear. So we need to sober up before we solve our problem. So give yourself a break, take a time out, let that emotion mind cool down, that lizard brain cool down. let your wisdom click back in, and then approach your situation. So wanted to share that little neurological lesson with you. And if you like it, if you find it helpful, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Bye, everybody.